Welcome back guys, hapa niko Mheshimiwa Bendawa na leo niko na guest na my guest anaitwa Muchoki Budhia, MCA, aspiring MCA Gaturi ward. He's also an electrical engineer by profession. He's a politician, activist, political analyst, a family man, environmentalist, na amekuwa akipigania kacha sana So welcome to my channel, to Mheshimiwa Bendawa channel. Feel free. We'll be having a very short interview. The topic is all about youth leadership, because he's one of the leader that we are entrusting that tutampea labda votes na vitu kaa hizo, na amekuwa the forefront na tunataka tu discuss na yeye kidogo ndo atuelezee. So there are so many titles zenye tumesoma hapa. Would you kindly tell us a little more about them? Maybe let's start by electrical engineer.
Thank you, Mr. Bendawa. As you have said, I'm Muchoki Budhia.
Yes.
But many of the young guys.
Closer. Just come closer. Just come. There. Now focus with the Muchoki.
Oh yes. Let me focus on the camera.
Yes.
Yes. As I was saying, I'm Muchoki Budhia, and many young people usually call me Kishore.
Kishore.
Yes. That name I was given long time ago when I was in high school, and till today it's still there. To start with, Mr. Bendawa,
Yes.
I'll have to tell you that during my college time, I pursued electrical electronics engineering.
Yes.
And during my studies, I also had a lot of interest in conservation of environment. And I kicked off a really great initiative to conserve the environment. And if I can remember, when I was leaving high school, I started by planting the bamboo seedlings along the rivers.
Yes, I can recall because I was one of your Kadayamoko.
Yes.
I came.
Along the rivers,
Yes.
in the valleys, yes. And one thing I learned about bamboo planting is that it is very enjoyable. It is a practice that you always enjoy when you are along the rivers. And when you plant bamboo seedlings along the river, they grow at a very high speed. Actually, like 2 years,
Yes.
you'll have a forest, and that forest covers the river. When we have very hot sun, the river cannot get dried up.
Thank you. Tell us more about being an MC, soloist. I have always watched your videos. You are just there. You scoop so many awards. Tell us about MC, soloist, songwriter.
As you know, my origin is from Mukura Wanyagathanga,
Yes.
and it is the origin of the Gaturi community. And that makes my stepping stone to the culture conservation. Now, I am a Kikuyu man, a typical. And when I joined college for my studies, I joined the music and drama club.
Yes.
And immediately, my fellow students learned that I come from Mukura Wanyagathanga. They made me the leader, the yarida, in the music and drama club. And from that point, I became the trainer and the soloist.
Okay, what are some of the institutions or the awards that you have carried home or where you have performed, actually zile place umeenda kuperform ni kama wapi na wapi?
Actually,
Maybe from theater to
sure. The very first time during my college life, I went to Mombasa for performance during the music festivals, which usually happen in the second term. And from there, we won for the best Aikuyu folk song and Aikuyu dance, and also Aikuyu sacred folk song.
Good. At least now you have an idea of the guest that I'm having. So we'll go through some simple question and answer and a simple discussion so that we can understand this topic about youth leadership. So without further much ado, we don't want to waste so much time here. Do you think the government of Kenya has done enough to accommodate youths in both national and county governments?
To start with, in our Kenyan setup, the government, I would say, have not accommodated the best of what it is required as it is in the law. Because even the 2/3 gender, it is not achieved up to date. And but that one will not hinder me from, it won't hinder me from congratulating the current government, because I have witnessed my fellow young people, my fellow youth, being given an opportunity to serve in very high offices, like we have in the Ministry of Education. We have a CAS, who is a young body. The Ministry of Water, we have director. We also have a commissioner in the NCIC. Yes, those are young chaps who are very bright.
Yes.
Yeah.
What do you think? Most youths are unemployed, either in informal sector and formal sector. Why is the number so high?
Mr. Bedawa, you must also get it clear that our education sector is one which produces more graduates who are very keen to look for employment and not to create employment opportunities. That makes the difference.
Yes.
And if, for example, one institution gives out like 5,000 graduates, and we have only 1,000 job opportunities, you will always get it clear that 4,000 will be unemployed, but they are running.
So Mr. Muchoki, what solution would you recommend for the high unemployment rate?
First of all, I would advocate for youth empowerment, because like in the conservation of environment, if we have youth groups in our constituencies and we provide them with seeds or seedlings, they will prepare the nurseries. Then we request the Kenya Forest Service to buy the seedlings from our youth groups. That will be a very big input in the job creation.
Okay, thank you. That's one of the idea that we can solve this problem of youth unemployment. Then we have another issue here. Are the current youths fit to hold any public office, and can they be entrusted owing to the fact that they have less experience?
Yes. Mr. Bedau,
Yes.
get it from me. Youths are well versed, and we have very sharp minds who are just idle because they have not been given the opportunity to serve, but they qualify.
Sure, sure.
When I came out of the college, I got employed in one of the companies around this town, and in technical field, you must master the skill,
Yeah, sure.
and therefore, if you have the skill, you will always get the opportunity to be entrusted. And I only urge my fellow youths,
Uh-huh.
when choosing the career courses,
Yes.
kindly choose a course that you can work on your own, not a course that you will always require somebody to connect you to a certain office so that you can get employment. Because myself, I've been hustling. Even after college, I went and set up a small electrical shop, and I was very comfortable, and people would come requesting for my services.
You see some of the organizations that we go looking for job, they say maybe a certain university is producing half-baked students. So, but you have said so many youth can be entrusted.
Yes.
That means our education system is the best, and we are producing good good graduates who are fit for these jobs.
Yes.
Wow, that's good.
Although
Let's
we
continue.
have a very
Yes.
long way to go
Uh-huh.
in terms of making our education system the best, if not a better one,
Hmm.
but we still have great minds. Yes.
Wow. We have seen government initiatives like Uwezo Funds, Kazi Mtaani, but some of the youths, I don't think they have really benefited from them. What's your take on that?
I've been lamenting
Yes.
on this youth fund issue because myself, I tried to apply for a personal room
Mhm.
in the youth fund, and up to date I have never gotten any reply. And I also once written to the young parliamentary group to at least look into the matter and make sure that youth group, the youth fund is looked into details so that our youths can benefit.
So, do you want to tell us there might be maybe some corruptions there that undergoes somewhere? Because you'll hear that this 10 billion of Kazi Mtaani and the likes, Kina Uwezo Funds, mostly they don't reach to the final consumer who is the unemployed youth and women. So there might be some corruption or something, such kind of a thing.
First of all, there are those bodies who are entrusted with the job of fighting and investigating corruption. But as this turns around, I can also say that there are characters in the public offices who are very selfish, who will always have personal interest, who will never think of how our young generation can benefit from what it is theirs. Because if a youth cannot access the youth fund, the youth fund, then it is of noise even in the room.
Sure.
Yeah.
let's move away from these things about the youth now. Let's focus now on coronavirus, COVID-19. Since from March, we have seen a lot of things. Watu wako njaa huku mtaani.
Sana.
Hatuna chakula, watu hawana. Okay, mimi at least nimekula. Watu hawana chakula. The cases are rising. It's a devastating state. So there was a sensation of movement in and out of corona epicenters, but it elapsed just another day. Uhuru alisema watu wanaweza ingia in and out of those centers, those counties: Nairobi, Mombasa, Madera. Churches opened, isolation beds few, no enough ICU ventilators. Positive cases tunasikia ziko kama jana ilikuwa 447. I think
Very serious.
a surging curve is emerging. Where is the country heading? Or what's your take about that?
First of all, the government is trying to its level best to contain this pandemic. But it is very worrying, and I'm surprised because we might be fighting the wrong pandemic as things are as of now. Because even before the suspension was lifted, we experienced another pandemic for early pregnancies, which is very dangerous
And very worrying.
because the young generation,
Yes.
as the constitution and the government tries to fulfill the two-third gender with the current trend of early pregnancies, there is a danger ahead because
Now, Mr. Muchoki, who is to be blamed? The teenage themselves, the parent, the government? I heard that just the other day, chief watakuwa matatani. Tunafuga machiefs.
first of all, before a child is grown up, huwa anachungwa na watu kadhaa. Wa kwanza ni mzazi, wa pili ni kanisa, wa tatu ni administration, and that is why the president was very angry because of the chiefs who are not responsible in the work, because the chief is the representative of the office of the president in his area of jurisdiction, and therefore saa hii watoto wako nyumbani, kwa hivyo mzazi anafaa kuchunga mtoto wake. Kanisa zilifungwa, kwa hivyo kwa wakati huu, for the early pregnancies, we cannot blame the church. So sisi, we must place our blame on the parents and on the administration, and therefore I would urge the parents to advise their children on those people whom they relate to, on the company which they keep, and also the administration. They should be strict. There should be no case of a young girl aged 13 years to be impregnated by a guy who is aged 20 ama mzee wa miaka 30.
Ama any reckless relatives, because
Yes.
tunajua ma uncles na hao watu wanafanyaga kazi huko, nyido mnafanya hiyo kazi na
It's very serious.
it's very serious na sio poa hata kidogo. Our final remarks, Mr. Muchoki, give us your final remarks and maybe where you will see yourself some years to come.
First of all, as young people, we have the energy, we have the opportunity, and we must dismantle the status quo in order to bring a new leadership which is responsible and accountable. Because we hold the future of this country, and as we have grown together, we were born together,
Sure.
we have hustled together,
Sure.
and that makes me and my work very easy
Sure.
when working with you guys. I know you are earning or you are yearning for a change, and that change is in me, and therefore I welcome you in this discourse so that we can bring the real change in the leadership of this country, and more so in the leadership of Turuba. Remember, I am trying to follow up the case of Mukuru Wanyagadhaga Shrine, which sometimes back I heard that the government set a lot of money aside to develop the place, which should be a source of employment to our youth. The community around should benefit. But now, every time development is being planned, there is always conflict because there are so many interested parties. The cases should be solved once and for all. We get development, and we should not be bowing down for development. It is our right. Yes, if a contractor doesn't work with the timelines those are set by the government, the contract should be signed off.
Thank you. That was our time with Mr. Muchoki, who is aspiring to be Gaturi MCA come 2022, God willing. And share with us your social media handles. Maybe someone who want to follow you. Yes.
Right. Mostly I use Facebook. As I told you, I'm Choki Budhia Kisho. Yeah. If you log in to Facebook, you search Choki Budhia Kisho, you'll be able to follow me.
Thank you, Mheshimiwa, for your time.
And I'm always ready to work with you guys. Lazima tufanye kazi na tujenge hii nchi.
Sisi kama mayouth tutakuunga mkono, tutaenda pale kwa when that time come. We don't want to do politics now. This is time for work.
Yes.
Now we are in a crisis of pandemic, these coronavirus things, but we are behind you. Go, 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 go. Sky is not the limit.
Thank you.
Just go up there, do your things. We thank you for your time, for being participating in this channel. That was our time. Welcome.
Thank you for the visit. Wish you a better.
Thank you so much.
God bless.